Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals and welcome back to my channel. So Keepsake August, we're getting through the days, over halfway. Day 16, the daily prompt is photo. And we have the lovely Anurida from Cloud Ephemera who is hosting today. She is over on Instagram, so I will link her below. Definitely go check her out, send her some love and support. I met her mainly through the lives actually, and she's so fun. We have some fun chats, and she does really wonderful page spreads. The way she composes her layouts, really pretty, and I admire them. I believe she won one of the Willow journal challenges one time in a live, and yeah, if you go check out her Instagram pictures, there is beautiful page spreads everywhere. So many. Just the way she composes her pages, it's really something that I notice and appreciate. So yeah, definitely go check out her photos and pages, and the one that she did for today. So here's my photo for the prompt. This is significant to me. It is my black cat Keanu on my lap watching Psychology in Seattle with me, their 13-year anniversary live. So this is the event of the year for me. I'm going to document the event of the year in my 2021 journal here. And basically every year, yeah, they would do, well, I think since 2011 anyway, not 2011, their 11-year anniversary, they started doing a live for it, and however many years for the anniversary corresponded to the number of hours they would do. So yeah, the first one I joined in was the 11-hour live, and then last year they did the 12-hour live, and then this year was the 13-hour live. I am hoping they cap it at some point. Kirk was saying that he felt like he needed to suffer for the sake of the listeners, but I'm thinking, what about us? Please stop us from suffering through it too, because especially for some of us, we aren't up at reasonable times. For them, I think it starts at 10 a.m. in Seattle, but for me it starts at 3 a.m. and goes to 4 p.m. and yes, there were moments there where my eyes were closing, but anyway, so I am hoping they cap it maybe at like 10 hours eventually, to limit the suffering for both them and for their listeners who want to stay up for the whole thing. And so, yes, a big shout out to Ali as well, who stayed up at odd hours of the day as well. We were cheering each other on. I was like, yes, you trooper. Anyway, so I printed out that photo, and yeah, I love that Keanu came to sit with me. By this point, it was 6 a.m. At 3 a.m, he was ready to get up when my alarm went off. And I was like, no, it's not time to get up yet. So he went back to sleep and just at my feet. And then at 6 a.m, he crawled up and sat on my lap, which is so nice because he is not an affectionate cat. He's more of a playful ninja cat, a climber. And so case in point right here, he is pulling on my dangles. Just before this, he actually knocked off one of my containers and pulled everything off. I actually filmed this live in real time with me talking what I'm going through, so I'm sorry if my hand movements aren't going along with what I'm saying. He was being a bit rowdy. He knocked off one of my containers, things went everywhere. Then he started playing with my dangle on my journal, and then he started shredding my carpet. Not literally shredding it, but getting his paws into my carpet. I'm like, oh my goodness, Keanu, of course you're doing this when I'm trying to do a live, real-time chatty video. So anyway, I'm now doing a voiceover instead. So where was I up to? These little t-shirt cutouts that they have here represent that I bought some merch, and I do this every year. This is kind of my little tradition now. And with the event of the year, I have everything set in place. I stock up on snacks, the chocolate and the lollies and the chips. And then I get some yummy meals, for lunch and dinner. And then I set my alarm and, put on my calendar, and it's all about this event, and it's so fun. I make sure I take my cat photo, because last year I did the same thing. I took a photo of my cat watching the live with me, and every year I also donate to them or support them. You guys know about my monthly giving, how In fact, September coming up will be the cash giveaway. I do that every year on my channel, to give a gift to one of my subscribers. But basically, yeah, ever since I read the book The Life You Can Save by Peter Singer, the philosopher Peter Singer, that finally got me to change my behaviour to match up with my beliefs about our responsibility to give to others, to give out of what we have. And basically what that inspired me to do was to give at least half of my income. If it's possible to give more, then go for it. At the moment, it's not possible for me to give half, but I'm working my way up to it. So in 2014, that's when I read the book, I started by giving $50 a month to a different to a different cause or charity or person. And then every year I increased that amount by $1. So in 2015, I gave $51 a month. In 2016, 52, and so on, to now it is 2021, and I'm giving $60 a month. I know it's still not that much, but at least it's something, and that's what that book was telling me. At least I could do something, and every year I can increase that. And then also what I do is, so my August donation now goes to them. That's just a given. So next year it'll be $61. The other thing that I like to do is get some merch. Twofold, I get to support them, and also I get to get merch. Woo! Last year I was really keen and excited for the merch, and I really wanted to get the t-shirts, but I have this other kind of little rule in place that I try not to buy any item of clothing unless I am, replacing an item of clothing. And so I restrained myself last year. But this year I actually noticed, I talked about this in the live, how I noticed some holes in my t-shirts. Oh, hang on, we'll go back to that story, talking about this now. So one thing that helps me to stay awake is this hourly game that they do, where in this particular year they did a sentence. So they would alternate saying a word, and they had to come up with a sentence, but they didn't remember what the previous word, or Birdo didn't remember what the previous word did. Kirk kept it on track, so it semi-made sense. But the sentence was, alas, pumpkins are delicious because puppies have potatoes which squat on iridescent soil. I love it. It's just so wacky and oddball. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And the idea was that they would say a different word, 13 words, once every hour for the 13 hours, and then at the end of the hour you had to email the 13-word sentence into them, and the first 13 people who did that would win some prizes. And I've been wanting to win these prizes for the last however many lives, the last two, and last year I got them all right, but I wasn't fast enough, and I was so devastated. I was a bit heartbroken. I was so wanting one of Berto's pictures, especially the Karate Kid one or the pie one. That was pretty clever. So I was pretty devastated. So this year, third time, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get all those words and I'm gonna email as quick as I can. I kept refreshing my screen so many times to make sure it was as up to date as possible. Emailed that sentence in, and yes, third time lucky. Wow, I literally just raised my hands there and punched the air. Anyway, got it, and wow, so excited. I get, this year you get a mug and a pin and some stickers, I believe, and I was actually going to give the mug away to someone who got all 13 words right but didn't get it in time. That all changed and went out the window as soon as Kirk said, if you already have a mug, let us know and we'll give you a different mug. And I was like, okay, I'm keeping that other mug because I've already got the patron mug, which is one of my most prized possessions, one of my keepsakes. So as soon as he said I could get a different mug, I was like, oh, I'll take that. And then I actually got to choose it, which was amazing. And so I'm very excited to get the one that has the blue background, because blue is my favorite color. And then it says, take care of yourself because you really deserve it. Or because you deserve it, you really, really do. And then that's the same t-shirt that I got as well, because that's their catchphrase that they say at the end of every episode. And so going back to these t-shirts, I love how that kind of came full circle just then. I actually have holes in my t-shirts. I was telling my sister a couple of days ago that I noticed that I had like about 10 holes in the back of one of my shirts, and I still wear it because, the front, I thought didn't have holes, but I just looked down and it still does. I'm actually wearing the shirt with the 10 holes. And I was telling her that I'm wondering if when I'm walking down the street, people are just looking at my shirt and going, does she live on the streets? Anyway, so it's time to upgrade, and that's how I justify that I can now buy these t-shirts, because I'm replacing these ones that have holes in them. So I got two, because I have two t-shirts with holes in them, and I did get two that are the dark blue colour, but I just wanted to show one with the light blue just because I thought that would look nicer on this page spread. So I got the one with the catchphrase, and then I also got another one with another of Kirk's quotes that he says, if being healthy means being corny, then be corny. I love the heart behind both of these quotes. The first one is something I've always believed about. My version of that quote is, no matter how people treat you, always treat people well and treat yourself well. And the corny one, that's just about healthy communication, which I love, and that's one of the key things that I learned from Psychology in Seattle, so I think it's fitting that I'll go ahead and wear a t-shirt with something so significant that I learned from them. Learned so many things from them, not just things that changed my perspective on something, but practical tools, practical tips that really have helped my own life in, relationships, in my own journey and learning, and really, really amazing, my own healing as well. Eventually my aim is to replace all of my t-shirts and only have a wardrobe of Psychology in Seattle t-shirts. Some of you know that I did Beach Mission. I did 12 years of Beach Mission. The last one I did was in 2017. And so I had 12 t-shirts, and that's pretty much all I wore was these 12 t-shirts from Beach Mission. They are now getting very old. So these t-shirts are the ones that have the holes in them. And my plan is to eventually replace them all one by one, or two at a time this time, and have a wardrobe of Psychology in Seattle t-shirts. And I can get different colours, so even if I run out of a quote, of different quotes, I can get the same quote just in a different colour. Yay! This is exciting. Anyway, and I love that they're conversation starters, because I'm just waiting for a chance to talk about Psychology in Seattle. I want to shout them from the rooftops and just about everything I've learned from them. I have a phone conversation with my mum and my sister usually once a week, and I have a list. I write down a list of all the different things that I'm learning or different things that are inspiring me, and we have, on this conversation, I will just go through my list. They'll be like, so what's on your list? And I will go through the list, and often all that's on the list is things I've learned from Psychology in Seattle, or thoughts that they prompt me to think about and stuff. My latest one was about systems theory and how I've wondered if it could apply on a more global sense, where there's different roles that people can fill, and often it's subconscious. We don't know we fill this role, but when we do, it helps the system to function. And I was thinking about how there's always going to be people out there who are the whistleblowers and the ones who call people out and the ones who pull people up. But there's also going to be the people who will only point out the good and see the good, and even though we might see the negative or whatever, that we're going to choose to call out the good even when, I don't know. So yes, I was thinking about, I came up with my own quote to put on a t-shirt. The world needs both a slap and a hug, and there's room for both types of people, the people who are going to give a slap and the people who are going to give a hug, because the world needs both. And there's a time and a place for both. I need a slap sometimes. I need to know that I'm being an idiot sometimes, and I'm thankful when I get a slap. But yes, anyway, there's a story that highlights this. I remember when my friend, this is now just story time, I was talking about how one of the things I love to do is call out the good in people and identify their gifts and what they're good at, and really highlight that and share that with them so that they can be aware of that in themselves, and then use it and show it, and not be not cover it up, not be like, oh no, I'm not good at that, or no, don't be silly, because that's what I was talking about, like false humility, like people trying to be humble, but don't be arrogant about it, of course, but claim that gift, because we need you to use your gift and to acknowledge that you have that gift. And so I was talking about how it really annoyed me when people were falsely humble like that. And then my friend turned to me, yeah, I just want to let you know that you're really good at welcoming people and seeing the best in them. And straight away I said, oh yes, but everyone's good at that, aren't they? And straight away I diminished that gift in myself. And she turned to me and she just said, hey, you know, I understand other people are good at that, but so are you. Claim it. And she just gave me a metaphorical slap in the face, and I was just like, wow, yeah, thank you for pulling me up on that. I was such a hypocrite and just doing the exact same thing I was, you know, getting narky about other people for doing. And so now I had to be like, okay, thank you for seeing that in me and acknowledging that in me, and I will just wear it. It's really hard to take compliments, you know, it feels really uncomfortable, but I think, yeah, there's an art to learning to take compliments well, and knowing that you're not, you know, being arrogant or anything, but you're just actually, yeah, this is what we came to conclude, was it's actually a humble thing to accept a compliment well. Yeah. So anyway, that was like a lovely slap in the face that I needed in that moment. Anyway, so that's what I mean by the world needs both a slap and a hug. Anyway, wow, that got off on a tangent. So just going back to psychology in Seattle, love them, love what they're about, love their message, love that they believe in making the world a better place and helping people, and I can definitely say that they have helped me and helped many others, and this is why I will always be a lifelong patron of theirs, supporting them. And I'm proud to do that. I'm thrilled to do that. I'm so honoured to do that. And just, oh my goodness, I can't speak highly enough of them. I'm going to link their channel below. They've got so many episodes. I especially love their patron episodes, but on attachment theory and schema therapy and systems theory, those three together, I love how they interact together and work together, and those three have helped me to learn so much about myself, more than anything else. And they've really helped me, in my own life. Just in so many ways. But yes, check out their videos. They are amazing, and I'm going to do my writing off camera, and the thumbnail picture will show my completed page spread. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this rambly, chatty video, and I will see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. A big extra special thank you to my beautiful patrons who support my channel and allow me to do this full time. I could not do this without you guys, so thank you so much. I hope you get a thrill from seeing your name here. These are all my patrons who supported me in July. If you would like to support me in August, the link will be below in the description box. You get access to extra videos, first preference for my journals, and personal updates, printables, and lots of extra fun stuff over there. If you don't want to become a patron but would like to donate and contribute with a thank you gift, there is a buy me a coffee tip jar kind of option as well. That's in the description box below too. If you want to stay updated with all that's happening in the world of Willowbound Journals, check out the Willowbound Journals Facebook group page. If you want to see what everyone else is doing in the Willow community and get to know each other, there's also a Willowbound Journals community group on Facebook too. Links will be below. Check out my Instagram if you are on Instagram. And if you would like to do any journaling courses with me in August, I'm running the Anchor Journal course, where we look for our anchors that ground us and bring us back to who we are and center us. And there's also the Willow Journal course, which is a more general course about self-discovery and learning to be in connection with ourselves, and a journaling basics course with a whole bunch of different creative prompts. So I'll leave the link to both of those courses below as well. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.